So here what's wrong with making things a little bit easier for our dogs. Absolutely nothing. Why do I have Chuy on my wagon right now? It's because I want to make things a little bit easier for him. The world is a scary place for him, and it is for a lot of dogs. They don't understand what that was, what cars are, what bicycles are, what motorcycles are. They don't understand what construction is. They don't understand what other people are up to, and all these different things that you and I can very easily understand and explain to ourselves and others. Unfortunately, we can't just explain it to dogs, which is why it can be very tough for them to navigate their environment when it just feels like it's very difficult for them. And so really our job, whether you're a trainer or a pet parent, it's to make it easier for them. And the wagon here makes it a little bit easier on Chuy to be outside. I know he's able to walk, I know he can do it, but he's gonna get to a point where he can't. And we can definitely still build on that. We definitely still want to do that. But if we can go somewhere even more quiet and more calm for him, even better. But on our way there, why not take the wagon? Why not give him something that'll make him feel like it's even easier to do things, like it's even more doable to do things, and maybe even leave him wanting to go out, leave him wanting or desiring to walk, to sniff, leave him feeling a little bit curious, leave him feeling eager to when the moment where he finally does get down. Because the closest thing to this would be that I carry him, but also in between me carrying him and him walking is this. And I love how he's feeling right now. He's engaged, he's looking at where he's going, but he's not worried as much as he normally is when it comes to just walking. So why wouldn't I do or try something like this where it naturally feels a little bit easier for him, and he can of course still very much engage with me. We can take a moment here and there, but at the most really all I want is for him to learn that, okay, well, this is not so bad. This is actually pretty easy. I can just watch, I can just be, I know this area, nothing bad's gonna happen, nothing scary is gonna happen, and there's really no expectations other than that, other than for him to just be and just hang out here with me. That's all I'm asking of him. We're taking a little break from the wagon to see what he does. Really all I maybe want here is for him to just smell around, maybe engage with me, that's good too. But he's definitely concerned about the noise, so he might not be ready. Maybe we'll see if we can walk towards here. Chuy, come! Yes! Away from the noise, from the car sounds, and see if he can just be with the smells, just be with the grass here. So we're about to head back. I just wanted to give him a moment to smell, sniff around, and just be. He hasn't done that yet. We'll see if he can at all. Okay, minuscule, but a little bit there. Okay, a little bit more there, a bit more there. Okay, he's letting go his guard, his weariness, and he's okay. There we go. That's a bit better, which makes sense. Further away from the noise. The wagon is back there, but I'm just gonna let him sniff here a little bit. There we go, and we'll leave it at that. We'll go back to the wagon and head home. Come on, you did great. The wagon is definitely making it easier for him to just be, to just let things pass. It makes sense because when he has to walk, he has to, or at least feels like he has to figure everything out. That is not what I want. I just want him to be as relaxed and calm as he can be, curious, maybe wondering a little bit of what's going on, nothing more. So the wagon is definitely helping him do just that. without any level of anxiety, or at least not major or major levels of stress. Something that's just doable for him, even though there's things going on around him. The wagon can be his safety space. And it would be very hard for him to jump off. He could, even then he's attached to a leash. And I'm of course always watching him. He's not engaging with me a whole lot because his mindset is elsewhere. But it's not as anxious or stressed as he normally is when we're heading back. He'd normally be pulling, which I usually deal with by picking him up to give him a break so that he doesn't have to deal with walking and pulling. But the wagon is also replicating that same thing. It's making it so he doesn't have to pull. He can just stop, he can just slow down even just a little bit and just be here. He thinks he's going home because we normally only go for one outing, sometimes two, but usually on the second one he thinks he's going home. So Chuy normally gets picked up here, but not today. I love that he's not whining. He's not too confused. He's checking in on me. He's looking as to where his pickup might be, but obviously not here yet. We're just gonna go for a walk. Actually, we're gonna go this way instead because there's no ramp over there. We're still going to the same quiet area that is familiar to him, is predictable for him, it's doable for him. And as much as I like to encourage novelty with dogs, we first have to have comfort with the idea of something new. If something new is actually more often than not scary, then it can really work against us. We want novelty to be something that they look forward to, that they are pleased with. But in the case of a dog that's a bit more shy or timid or just sensitive, then predictability is quite comforting. It's quite a good confidence builder, a good experience builder. And then they know what to anticipate, which also lets them know how they might feel as a result. So predictability, very good, and that's why we stick to this route. It's not just because it's quiet and it's easier for him, but because he knows what to expect, and then we can slowly start to add more to it. We can slowly make it more and more challenging or newer. And we've already done that to a lot of extents to kind of see how he would feel in different types of settings. But I know with Chuy, especially, short and sweet really does it, especially when it's an area that he's familiar with. But there's always, of course, room to grow even there. So once again, he's doing pretty well. He's curious. He's panting a lot less than usual. And we oftentimes associate panting with just being hot or thirsty, which yes, can be the case, but panting can also be an indicator of stress, very good indicator of stress, or just a little bit of anxiety. So the fact that his mouth is actually closed, you can tell that he's smelling the air a bit, is good. It's all things I'd like for him to also do while he's walking. But if he's able to do the behaviors that I like, which means, or at least have the feeling that I'm very happy with, which is not feeling too stressed, not feeling too unsure, just able to be there for a little bit. That yawn can be also an indicator of some stress, but definitely a lot less stress than usual. So the wagon is doing a lot of the work for us. And for now, I just want him to, once again, to just be in here. He doesn't need to do anything more. I can take him out and put him down to walk. But right now, that's not even really the goal. It's just for him to feel okay. If he can feel okay being outside, then eventually he can feel even more okay walking and being outside and walking and having things be around him, walking, being there and hearing things. So there's a lot to go through, but there's really no rush. That's why I don't want to force him to walk. We will take a break here and there for him to smell around, but the number one thing that I really want him to achieve is comfort. And right now he's got it. He's getting a little bit of panting here and there, some yawning. But overall, I would say he's almost doing even better than the first time today that we took him out. So what I'm gonna do this time is go a little bit further out. By further, I mean further from the cars that are behind me. And I'll see if he may walk a little bit. Not more than a few minutes, just a little bit. Because that's also going to let me know how he's feeling even after being in the wagon. We've arrived at your destination, sir. So I'm just gonna put him down here for a moment or two. Nothing more. There's some shade, so it's not too hot. I just want to see if he'll sniff. I want to see if he'll move around. I'll see if he'll go and try and hide inside the house. I'll see if he'll... Yes, this is good. If he feels like walking with me. A shake is good. Shaking off all those feelings that he's feeling. Whether they're good or bad, negative or positive. Okay, he's walking, smelling, beautiful. And the leash is loose. I normally walk him with a longer leash too, but this is good. So we've arrived. Again, it's not too busy here. He doesn't really hear cars, so I just want him to show me how he'll feel without much going on after the wagon, especially. Okay, so he's going for the house. So he might be done. I'm just gonna wait here, see what he'll do. He uses the house or the entrance of houses as a way to let me know that he needs a break. So we're just gonna walk back to the wagon if we can. See if he's gonna just sniff around a little bit. We don't want to be in someone's property for too long. So he might be just about done. I'm gonna help him out and give him a break. All right. Let's see if he'll maybe walk back there with me. This is good. He's not pulling. Chuy, we're going to the wagon. Come, come, come. All right. He's quite relaxed in there. Minimal indicators of stress, not too much. Just being outside for him is stressful no matter what. But very minimal indicators, a lot less than when he is out and walking for sure. So the wagon is definitely helping him out. Just to have an easier time just being out, that's all. What I also like is that normally I'm able to get one walk with him, and even then it's not a long walk. We've gone longer before, but a lot of it is him just kind of going through the motions. Sure, he's making better choices, but it's not longer because the walks aren't being long because he wants them to be long. It's more so, okay, I'm out and it's long, and I'm trying to hide inside the house, but I can't, so okay, I guess I'll keep moving. But it's never a, all right, let's go to the next area, let's keep on going. That's very hard for him. It's very, very, very difficult. But what the wagon is doing, it's making it so it's just a little bit easier even for him to just be out. Here he doesn't have to do anything in terms of showing me that he either can or can't. So for sure, if he was panting, whining, crying, just really showing me a lot of stressful signs in the wagon, I would keep this short. But it looks as though while he's in the wagon, he's able to at least be. I know that he gets a little agitated or excited or roused, stimulated when we're heading back, because he knows this is about to end. This is about to get a little bit or get far easier, which is what he wants with the walk. He needs it to be a lot easier, but we also don't want to just avoid the walks. We don't want to just always have to go back inside and hide. So I'm just trying to get him to just be outside, and it looks like the wagon has been able to do that for him, because normally again we get just a walk, maybe 1.5, but they're very short, and I wouldn't even say that they're very sweet. But with the wagon we're able to be out a little bit longer. And even though he's not necessarily super keen on being out longer, he's a lot more comfortable being out longer with the wagon than without. And it makes sense because it makes things a little bit easier for him. He doesn't have to walk, he doesn't have to do much. He just gets to be here, and slowly we can turn the wagon into a safe haven, a safe place for him to just hang out.